Wednesday night, November 8th, 2017. So, as you know, prayer is very, very important to me. Should be to you too. And we open up the siddur, and in most of our siddoorim nowadays, after Berakhot Shahar, usually you'll find something called Vatitpallel Hannah. And if you look at Vatitpallel Hannah, it's really the entire prayer. It is the format of our prayer. It is the source of our prayers. Everything we do in our prayers is because of Hannah and in the way she arranged her prayers. So bottom line is, we, as my title for tonight's class, we are praying like a girl. Yes, we're praying like a woman. And a woman has taught us how to pray. So let's start. We know the book of Shemooel Aleph opens up with this gentleman by the name of Elkanah, and he had a wife Penina and a wife Hannah. Penina was able to give him children, no problem, but his wife Hannah was unable to bear any children. Hannah couldn't tolerate it, and she was very upset about the whole situation, and that's where we pick up from, on the source sheet in front of you, from Perek Aleph, from Pasuk Yod. And it just talks about her going to pray, and we'll read through the Pesukim, and her confrontation with Ali HaKohen, and then how Ali mistakes her and her situation, and then how later on things happen the way she wants, and she prays again. And let's read the Pesukim, and we'll understand it better. Vihi marat nafesh. Okay? Vatitpallel al Adonai ubachot tibkeh. Right? She's upset, she's crying, she's praying. Vatidor neder. Vatomar. She made a promise, she made a swear, and she said, Adonai Sebaot. Now, before we continue, Adonai Sebaot, this is the first time we find anybody, any place, using this term of Sebaot to mean God. Okay, and it's a usage for God, and now we find it in all our prayers. Okay? Both older prayers and more recent prayers, this Sebaot comes up. That source is right here. Okay?
What does it mean?
They translate as Lord of Hosts. Okay? That's the way they generally translate it in English. Okay, basically the God who created, all the celestial beings. Imra'ot re'eh ba'oni amatecha uzchartani velo tishkach et amatecha ve'natatan amatecha zera anashim untativ ladonai kol yemei hayav umora lo ya'aleh al rosho. Please God, give me a child. See my sorrow over here and give me a child. And if you give me a child, I'm going to give him to you, for his entire life. And she keeps praying to God, in front of God, and Ali is watching her. But she's basically speaking to herself. Her lips are moving, and you don't hear her voice. And Ali thought she's a drunk woman. Ali, عد متى تشتكرين هسيري اتينيخ معاليخ. Woman, enough drinking. Give up the booze. Okay? Stop, it's not the way to be. Batan Hannah v'tomer lo amonai isha keshat ruach anochi. No, man, not my, please, my master, I'm not drunk at all. I'm just having a very, very tough time. Okay? I didn't drink anything. I'm just pouring out my soul before God. Don't think of me as a bad woman. Because I'm just speaking my mind and I'm saying what I have to say. So Ali realized that he made a mistake and he said, okay, please go in peace. and God will give you what you've asked of Him. Vatomer, timsa shifhatecha hin be'ainecha. Okay, I said, may your maidservant find favor in your eyes. Vaterecha isha liderka, vatochal ufaneha lo hayu la'od. And obviously she was uplifted somewhat from this whole exchange, and she went on her way, and she was able to eat, and she no longer had a sad face. וישכימו בבוקר, וישתחוו לפני אדוני, וישובו, ויבואו אל ביתם הרמתה, וידע אלקנה את חנה אשתו, ויזכריה אדוני. And they got up in the morning, and they bowed down to God, and they went, and they returned to their home in Harama. Okay, and Elkanah knew his wife in the sense that they had relations, and God remembered her. So basically, they had relations, and she became pregnant. Vehi litkufot hayamim vatar Hannah vateled ben, and a allotted amount of time passed, and Hannah became pregnant, and she had a child. Vatikra et shemo Shemooel ki me Adonai she'eltiv. Ki me Adonai she'eltiv. Okay. So she called this child Shemooel because she asked of him from God. And Elkanah and his whole household, they went up, to bring a korban to Borei Olam and to fulfill their promise. But Hannah did not go. She told her husband, no, I'm not ready to go yet. This child that we've had, he has to grow up a little bit. He has to be able to walk and talk, basically stop weaning, stop nursing. And once basically 3 years old comes, then he's going to go and be with God forever. I'm going to take him there. Her husband was very understanding. Whatever you decide, do whatever you think is right. Shebi ad gomlech oto. Stay until you finish nursing, weaning, and whatever you have to do. Kim Adonai debaro vateshev ha'isha vatenek et bena ad gomleha oto. And that's what she did. ותעלהו אמها כאשר גמלתו בפרים שלושה ואפה אחת קמח ונבל יין ותביאהו בית אדוני שילה והנער נער. So when the time passed, she took him up with a meal offering and with wine, and she brought him to Beit Hashem in Shiloh. And at that point, the boy was a young lad. וישחטו את הפר. Okay, they had also the par. I forgot to mention, they've also brought an animal, and they brought the boy to Ali HaKohen. Vatomer, bi Adonai, Hain Avshecha Adonai, Ani ha'isha hanisevet immecha bazeh Vatitpallel el Adonai. Ali, remember me? I was a lady, I was here, you thought I was drunk, I was praying over here, and I was praying to God. I prayed for this boy right here, to have this boy. And God gave me exactly what I requested. And I asked of him of God, and I made a neder that if God gives me the child, I'm going to bring this child to be with God and to work for God. And now here he is. I'm ready to fulfill my part of the bargain the same way God took care of his part of the bargain. That's the end of Perek Aleph. Perek Bet is when we go into what we actually have in our siddoorim every morning. All right, before we continue on to Perek Bet and to Vatitpallel Hannah itself, turn to page 3 of your source sheet. The first quote of the Gemara. You see, it says Berakhot Chavtet Aleph. Yeah. Okay. Hinne Tesha Berosh Shana Keneged Mi. On Rosh Hashanah in the Musaf, we have 9 Berakhot. Okay? It's the only Amidah that has 9 Berakhot. Amar bi Ishaq de min Qartiginan. كنيغ تشعة أذكارات شأميرا حنا بتفلتا. We have 9 corresponding to the 9 ways of prayer used by Hannah when she prayed. ده أمر مور بروش الشنا نفكدا سرا حيل بحنا. So now let's go back to pages 1 and 2, okay, and even 3, and you'll see I highlighted certain words. Okay, you'll see in the beginning in Pasuk Yod it says Al Hashem. Okay, and then in Yod Bet Lifnei Hashem. In Tidvav Va'ishpoch and Lifnei Hashem again. In Tidzayin you see all the bolded words. Tidzayin you have Sihi and Dibarti. Yod Zayin Sha'alt and Me'imo. You go to the next page. In Kavav El Hashem, Kavzayin Hitpallati and Sha'ati Me'imo. And then Pasuk Aleph Vatitpallel. And then on the next page, Pasuk Kaf She'al L'Adonai. Well, these are the 9 terms. So we have Tefillah, we have Dibur, we have Siyah, we have She'elah, we have Sheficha, and then we have Al Hashem, Lifnei Hashem, El Hashem, and Me'im Hashem. These are the 9 forms that Hannah used, and because of that, we have 9 Berakhot in the Amidah of Musaf, of Rosh Hashanah. Why Rosh Hashanah? Because that is when she conceived. Okay? So it's a very interesting thing that, again, everything is based upon what this particular woman did.
Interesting.
It is interesting. It's not something that you hear about. When you open up that first line of page 1, Vihi Marat Nafesh. Okay, what's Marat Nafesh? Generally, you translate it as we translated in the beginning of the class. She was upset. She was sad. But the Hachamim, and we'll see it later on, we'll get to it, Marat Nafesh means Yir'at Nefesh. Yir'at Nefesh meaning she has Kavanah. Kavanah. When you fear God and you're thinking carefully about that, you automatically have Kavanah. Okay? And then because she prayed everything with Kavanah means you cannot pray unless you have Kavanah. Same way she prayed. Let's move on to Vatitpallel Hannah though. We're going to read through it, then we're going to come back to it again. Vatitpallel Hannah Batuman على أصلبي بادوناي را مقرني بادوناي را حبي عن أويباي كي سمحتي بشوعتيخا. It's clear. Hannah prayed and she says, I'm very, very happy and everything, I'm exalted and I feel like I could conquer all my enemies because I am, thrilled with the salvation now. En kadosh kadonai came b'techa. There's no holier than you. Ve'en sur kedohen. There's no other than you. Al terbu tadabberu giboha yisek atak bichem ki de'ot Adonai. Don't talk too much. Don't get too haughty. Don't think like you do because we're dealing with, a God of knowledge. It's a beautiful poem. It's better to read it in a good English. I can pull out a good English if you want, but this is real poetry now. But just go through the words. And this is something that you need to say every morning, and I'm going to show you why you need to say it. سبعين بلاح نسكار ورعيم حدلو عد عكرا يلا شبعا بري ملالا أدوناي ميت محيي موريشو وياعل أدوناي موريشو معاشي مشفيل أف مروميم مكيم عفردان مشفوت إلين بيوم ده هوشي بعمل دبيم بخسيخ ربود الحليم كي أدوناي مسوك إيرس وياجد عليهم تبيت رغلي حسيدا بشمور ورشعين بحوش يدمو كيلو بخوح يباريش أدوناي يحتو مريباب عذاب بشاي مرعيم أدوناي يدين أفسيار ويدين عزم الكوب يارم كرم يشيحو. These are the 10 Pesukim that opens up our prayers in the morning, which I'm assuming you guys generally don't say.
No.
When I'm in the mood and I have a lot of time, I do it.
Really?
And I say it with the tune.
Okay.
Otherwise,
How many times a year?
no, more than that.
More than one time?
On Shabbat morning, I usually say it to myself or maybe listen.
Okay. I'm gonna go off topic now because of Barry.
I'm in hot water. By the way, Vatitpallel Hannah is in is part of it's in the Haftarah and Rosh Hashanah, right?
Of course.
Just saying. Just says it.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
So now you're saying you read it in a tomb.
Well, with the Tamim, you know.
Really,
after
Tommy.
that.
And why do you read Vatitpallel Hannah occasionally or on Shabbatot?
I have a lot of time.
You have a lot of time. I thought you were a proud Iraqi.
I am. What do you mean? My dad does it. I shouldn't do it?
So,
Here we go.
There we go.
you've heard of a mahzur for Kippur called Kippur Tamim?
Probably not. No, I don't think so. Do
Do you have a copy of it?
Of course.
Shiba, let me see it.
Published in Baghdad, written and edited by the chief rabbi, Rabbi Dangur. You ever hear of him?
Yeah, Ezra Dunn.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Ezra.
And you know what he writes? He prints Vatitpallel Hannah, and he writes, there are some people who say this, but we never say it.
That's so interesting. How would my grandpa would have said it?
Why would he know that?
Because that's part of my preparation for tonight's class. I just didn't expect to bring it out yet, you know. But, you know, we have a chance to, you know, play with Barry and his minhagim.
By the way, my dad, like, he's insistent on saying it. It's not like something that he just, it's like, he even asked me, you say it? I said, well, sometimes. He says, we say it. Like, that's, it's not like it's not a question mark in his head.
So.
Anyways, don't.
No. I didn't say don't. I'm telling you what he writes, okay? And because he has written that, so in some of the more modern Israeli siddoorim, they say that the minhag of Babel is not to say it. Based upon that, and people who...
What was his reason?
Doesn't write any reason. Doesn't write anything. Okay? And some other siddoorim say, you know, those in the know not to say this. Okay. So now, Barry's father is not from Iraq, though. He's from India.
Calcutta.
Cool. Yes.
So I have an old, what I will call an Iraqi siddur, Hebrew and Arabic, from India. But as far as I know, it's printed in Bombay, but I could double check.
Well, that's Indian.
And it clearly has Vatitpallel Hannah in there.
Interesting.
Okay? And it doesn't say not to say it. So I figured just throw these little tidbits out at you.
So I'm going to ask...
Now you have homework to work on.
Yeah, I'm going to ask my... my cousin's father, who is from Shanghai, he lives in Queens. I sent you recordings.
Yes, you did.
A couple of years ago, maybe last year. I'll have to ask him. I'm pretty sure he says it, and he's from Shanghai. His father
Shanghai,
Shanghai, like Abe Abraham.
Kidding, you know.
Shanghai. Well, how about Mr. Joseph also, all right?
Is he also from there?
I think so.
Who's Mr. Joseph?
You're from Mr. Joseph, walks the streets.
How did they get there?
Oh,
By boat.
Right.
well, actually, I wonder with Shanghai how they got there from Iraq.
No, they...
It's got to be a long sea voyage.
Must have been, yes.
Yeah.
Right, around India all the way to China.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why did even the question is
Why? Yeah, why? Well, why did they?
Well,
Business.
Yeah, it must be opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
escape.
Anyway.
Escape Ottoman conscription to the army.
Oh, yeah, that was a big thing in the Arab countries, right?
One of the reasons, anyways.
So, you need to investigate this.
I'm going to investigate.
Okay, so now the earlier Iraqi printings in Israel all have it in it with no, in their siddoorim with no indication of not saying it. So it's interesting to see what Hakham Dangur wrote and what more modern books are writing now.
When did he when did he live? Like when did he have position?
Dangur?
Yeah.
I would say about 1925.
Okay.
After
Yes.
the
Oh,
airplane.
1925? Oh, really?
The airplane.
I think so.
So, I mean, like my grandfather left around 1903.
I understand that.
So maybe things changed. I don't know.
Maybe things
What does the
changed.
Ben Ish Chai say to do?
He doesn't mention anything as far as I know.
Okay,
Okay?
fair enough. We'll do some investigation. I'll talk to my people.
Your people,
Who are
yes.
not, and there aren't that many of them anymore. Unfortunately. All right.
You better find some people to talk to.
Soon.
Okay. So if you notice now with Vatitpallel Hannah, I have a whole bunch of words underlined, right? We're going to get back to that. Let's go back to page 3 now, or go forward to page 3. Page 3 on the bottom, source Gimel, Berakhot Lamed Amud Bet, Matnitin. In other words, this is the quote from the Mishnah now. We do not stand to pray unless we have kobed rosh, unless we are focused, unless we're not in a, we're not in a funny mood, okay? We're looking at things seriously. The early pious people used to wait an entire hour before they were able to pray. Now, it doesn't mean they were just sitting around wasting time, but they were helping themselves focus, okay? If you want to call it meditating, reading certain things to get them to that point until they prayed. So they could channel their thoughts to God. Even if the king comes and asks you, how you doing? You don't answer him. And even if a snake comes and curls itself around your heel, you don't stop. That's the type of kavanah you have to have. Turn the page. That was the Mishnah. The immediate Gemara starts. Where do we learn this from? Amar bil Azar. Bil says, the Amar Kira, because the Pasuk says, Vihi Marat Nafish. The first Pasuk that we have on page 1. Okay? Talking about Hannah, Vihi Marat Nafish, that she had Yirat Nefesh, she had Kavanah to live, as we explained a minute ago. She had Kavanah, so we learn everything about having Kavanah from Hannah. Next halacha in the Gemara, okay? Can you listen to your voice while you're praying? Okay, can you sound your voice? Can you be loud? What kind of question is that? Hannah already taught us. No, she was silent. We'll pray the Amidah silently. Now, obviously, there's difference of opinion among, the peshat and the sod, whether you're supposed to hear your own sound and not let others hear it or not, or you have to be completely silent and not let anybody, even yourself shouldn't hear it. According to the peshat, according to Shulchan Aruch, in other words, you have to hear yourself. According to the Zohar, you should not hear yourself. Okay? There's two different opinions, so you'll see different people doing different things depending on, where they stand with this or who taught them. What do you guys do?
You mean when we pray?
When you pray the Amidah, what do you do?
I can't hear myself. It's more like my lips are moving, but I can't hear myself whisper.
I could hear myself.
Quiet, I could hear myself.
What does that mean?
If I'm praying like Yahid, I can hear myself. Yeah.
Yeah, but what, you can't hear yourself?
No,
Why?
Because other people whispering themselves.
So you're hearing other people?
No,
I'm trying to
move. I'm hearing other noises. But
really?
Yeah, it's slightly audible. If I focus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could hear myself reading in my head,
yeah,
in a sense.
I guess I'm the only one who follows Peshat. I make sure to vocalize the words so I can hear them.
I could test.
But I get nervous when
because
people on
I've
shoulder.
stood next to you and you.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No,
I don't like when people are noisy when
the
I'm
loud
praying.
whisper.
Yeah.
No,
I hate that.
But that's not.
annoying.
It's not supposed to be loud for the people to hear
That's probably
you.
why you have 3 feet away from each other for that reason.
Slightly audible. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's be loud enough for you to hear. That's it. Like I pray there. Like I'll read. Be there.
Yeah.
I make sure I hear every word. Part of the reason they say you're supposed to do that is that way you make sure you enunciate properly and you don't skip anything. You're not, like reading through the rest of the prayer where you're rolling, and you're flying through and you're looking at it with your eyes, Yeah, I said it,
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of what Michael said. When I am Yahid, I do notice the sound coming out. Just in a very light whisper.
Okay. All right, that was just a side point. Next halacha. This is very interesting what he says, at least to me. Amar Rav Hamnuna. كما الخطا قبرافتا إيكال مشمع مهني قرئي حنا. Hamnuna says, look how many tremendous halachot we learn just from the story of Hannah. Hannah מדברת על ליבה. Hannah מדברת על ליבה. She's talking, to herself about herself. מכאן מתפלל שרי שיכוון ליבו רק, שיכוון ליבו. Okay? The מתפלל has to focus his thoughts. יכוון ליבו. רק שפתיה נעות. Okay, only her lips are moving. מכאן מתפלל שיחתוך בשפתיו. Okay, means that you have to clearly say each word and not slur them. וקולה לא יישמע. מכאן שאסור להגביה קולו בתפילתו. أسور to raise your voice in your prayer. ויחשבה עלי לשכורה. And Ali thought she was drunk. מכאן שיכור אסור להתפלל. From here we learned that a drunk person is forbidden to pray. So, just from these two Pesukim, automatically got 4 halachot. Okay, usually we get halachot and stuff from Torah, not from the Nebi'im. And again, as most people tell you, not from a woman, you get it from a Nabi, not from the mother of the Nabi. Next one. Davar she'enu hagun, sarich loqiho. Something that you come across that is incorrect, so, that you see an injustice, you have to reprimand, you have to correct it. Vatan Hannah Tomar, okay, when Eli accused her of being drunk, right away, no. She stopped him right away. You're not usually you're adon, you're a master. Well, I'm sorry, you're not my master now because you're accusing me falsely, okay? And you're the Kohen Gadol. You don't even have Ruach HaKodesh right now because you're suspecting me of something that's untrue, okay? Put somebody tells you the wrong thing, put them in their place.
Or I'll remember that.
I thought you would like it. That's what, this class has something for everybody.
What does Hagun mean? That's
Hagun, proper.
Proper, okay.
The next one, Batidon Neder Matomar Adonai Sebaot. So I told you before. Amar bin Azar. Miyom Shabarah Kadosh Baruchut Olamo Lohaya Adam Shikaraol Kadosh Baruchut Sebaot Ad Shebata Hannah Vikrato Sebaot. From the time the world was created until that point that Hannah said Sebaot, nobody ever referred to Hashem as Sebaot. Okay? So again, something, open up your siddoorim, open up your mahzurim, open up any prayers written by anyone, you find Sebaot all over the place nowadays. All started with her. Next, the final things from the Gemara that I brought here. Amar Hannah l'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ribono shel Olam, Mikol Sebaot shebarat ve'olamecha kashe be'ainecha sheten li ben ehad. He goes, you, Borei Olam, you Borei Olam Sebaot, you created all the constellations. You created all these stars and moons and planets and everything right, and you can't give me one kid. That's how she used Sebaot in that context. Okay? Smart lady. Yeah. Yalqoot Shimoni. Yalqoot Shimoni is technically an anonymous work that is a compilation and collection of old agadot. Okay? Old midrashim, old sayings of Hachamim. It's been attributed to different people at different times. Bottom line is, it's a very accepted work by all Sephardim and all Ashkenazim. It's considered basic because it has so many different things in it. So if we look at the Yalqoot Shimoni on Vatitpallel Hannah, you see in the second column,
Bad.
not bit, but 2 paragraphs below. One starts Pe Aleph. Okay, Pe Aleph. Watch this now. You ready? Open up your page 2 while you look at while we read this, if you can.
I could. So could
And if you can, don't worry about it. You'll see it afterwards. Rama Karni Badunai. Okay? Which song is there? Hold on, I think I went too far. No, I'm sorry. Let's go back up to Vatitpallel Hannah. I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong column. Okay, the one that starts bit. Vatitpallel Hannah. מכאן אנו למדים שנשים חייבות בתפילה, שכן חנה הייתה מפללת י"ח ברכות. From this we learn that women are obligated in prayer because here we see Hannah saying the Amidah. Did you see the Amidah? Michael?
No.
No.
You didn't see the Amidah?
No.
I did. You look at all the words I underlined. That's the Amidah. Now watch. Let's go back to this Yalqoot Shimoni. Rama Kani Badunai. That's Magen Abraham. Right? I've lifted what? My keren. My keren is, if we had class on Akedah keren, is a horn. Okay? My horn comes together with my shield. That's the Magen. Okay? I've lifted, that's the Magen Abraham. Adonai mimitum hayyeh. That's easy. Mehayehem mitim. Yes? En kadosh kadonai. Ha'ela kadosh. Ki el de'ot Adonai. De'ot. Tahonin adam da'at. V'nechshalim azru hayil. Okay? Those who have fallen. Okay? And now they want to lift themselves up again. That's haroseh b'tshuvah. Right? You want to do teshuvah. You've fallen and you want to get up now. Murid she'ol v'ya'al. Okay? Same thing. Now you've fallen. Okay? And you're lifting up. This is how you're being lifted up. Through Borei Olam, who's Hamarbeh Slawah. He forgives. Samahti b'shu'atecha. I'm happy in your salvation. What's the salvation? Goel Yisrael. Right? Keep going. Mikimi ma'afar dal. You lift up the person from what? From the dust. When somebody in the dust, basically when they're about to die, they're getting to death. When you're dead, when you're sick. Rufeh Halim. Sevaim Ballechem. Niskaru. Ballechem, we're praying for the year to be good so there's no famine. Okay, and that's the lechem. Raqah Hasidav Yishmor. Okay, Raqah Hasidav. How you the regalim of the legs of the pious people? Those are the people that he's going to gather up. For them to gather up, they all have to come and walk and join together. Kabir Hamoy said, Adonai yedin afsei aris. Din. Okay, din ohev tzedakah mishpat. Judgment. Urshaim b'hoshech yidammu. Reshaim is Lamanishinim, Lamanim, all the Zidim, all the Reshaim. Ve'yitin ozlam malko. Okay, that's Bonei Yerushalayim, and the kingdomship. Okay, Ve'yarim kerim mishiho. He lifts up the horn of the Mashiach, that's Semach David, because the Mashiach is from Beit David. Ve'en sur kelohenu. Okay, there's no rock like God. There's no rock like God. Why? Because He does everything. Shomei atefillah. He hears our prayers. Al terbut beru giboha yisik atak bechem. Okay, shod echad b'decha b'yir'ah na'abud. We're only praising you. Okay, yisik atak bechem. Hatov shebcha chanei lehodot. Veitin ozem al-kor repeats itself for oseh shalom. Hare shemona asrei Berakhot she'itpallela. So this is a framework of the Amidah. You never thought about it that way.
No.
No, of course not.
Of course not, but it's here,
I'm just saying.
and
possible,
it's an
absolutely.
ancient tradition. So now, if you're praying in the morning, you're looking at Vatitpallel Hannah, okay, and now you know this, and you see the words in front of you, okay, you're basically from the get-go, you are beginning to focus your mind on the Amidah, which is the Tefillah. So this, you open up with your focal point being the Amidah. It's a very, very important point, I think. And I think most people miss it because they're skipping it over, or if they're reading it, they're like Barry said, I either have too much time, or just it's there, so I'm reading it, or they're just flying through it and they're not paying any attention to it at all.
You guys are with the phone.
But it's all right there.
Haim brings it in Yalqoot Haim. I read it like a few weeks ago.
Okay, what does he bring?
Was you right?
He basically he tells you which lines are connected.
Okay, so, but the source is the Yalqoot Shimoni.
Right. He died.
Okay.
I'm sure he quoted that.
Could be.
Yeah.
It could be. I didn't look in.
Take a
Make
picture,
what
send it
Haim.
to us so we can check.
I could just go inside and pull it out.
You wouldn't know where to find it.
I wouldn't know. Yeah. Okay.
He probably knows the page. number.
Nice try. Abu Darham also brings it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Right. What?
No, Abu Dharam, I know who that is.
Who's that?
He's,
Friend of yours?
No, he's the commentary on the Siddur, right?
Commentary on this. What's
The
the whole,
Ashkenaz,
What country is he from?
Spain.
where in Spain?
North, like
Northern Spain.
Franks.
Toledo.
Toledo? Oh,
Toledo.
so it's not so north, I guess. It's like
What was his first name?
Abud?
No, David.
David.
Oh.
David Abu Darham.
Oh, he had a last name.
That is his last name, Abu Darham.
Oh, is that his last name? I didn't know that.
Father of the dirham. Dirham was the gold standard coin.
That was the father of the coin?
Yeah, that was his name.
Must have been him.
In other words, probably somebody in the family, was involved in the mint.
Oh, the minting of the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice.
He was a student of who?
I don't know. Rahman?
Of the Tur.
Okay. So,
Tur is the son of the Rosh.
right. Yeah.
Right. The Rosh came from?
Germany.
Mm-hmm.
France or Germany?
Well,
Franco.
it was Franco-German at the time. But that was the major influence of that culture, the Franco-German Ashkenaz culture, into Spain. Came in from the north over there.
Was it the anti-Maimonidean thing?
I don't know if it was anti or not anti. I'm not part of that cult to tell you. Okay?
Also, were they the same time?
Who?
The Rosh and Rambam?
No.
A little
A
later.
couple hundred
The
years later.
Rosh was slightly after Rambam.
Okay.
When the tour, I mean.
Tur is a couple hundred. Okay, but by the time of the Gerush from Spain, that mindset of Franco-German Torah outlook basically took over all of Spain.
All of it. The whole thing. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
right. So the exiles, they left and ended up all over the place, brought that mindset with them and that Torah and that halakha with them, as opposed to what existed in Andalus, in Moroccan, in Muslim Spain in the south. That was already gone.
That was already done. But Rambam had to run away from that, right?
Yeah, but he ran away when?
Way back.
Exactly.
Right? So that's okay.
He left Spain 350 years before the expulsion,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. So times changed. And things changed.
Okay.
Good? Good. So now, back to Vatitpallel Hannah. Is it part of the prayer? Is it not part of the prayer? Obviously, it's the basis for our prayer. All the laws of prayer we've gotten from here, how to pray the Amidah, are all from Hannah, from the first two Perakim of Shemooel Aleph. The Berakhot of the Amidah are all alluded to in these 10 Pisukim of Vatitpallel Hannah. But is it part of the prayer? When did it creep into our siddoorim? Who said it? Who didn't say it? When was it said? Do we know? I'm asking. So you don't have all the pages there.
I would answer it, but I don't know the real answer, so...
You can answer whatever you like.
Yeah.
So simply put, you don't have all the pages in front of you. I saw no reason to copy it all. Our good friend, Keta Shemtob Gaguine, he tells you, המנהג בארץ ישראל וסוריה תוגרבה מצרים לומר קודם ברכות השחר. Listen what he said. קודם ברכות השחר, before ברכות השחר.
Whoa.
1 minute. Whoa, wait.
What are you worried?
Wait and listen.
This
I prepared for this class, man. David is upset that other people don't prepare.
yeah,
For 30 years he's been preparing this class.
يقول التفلاة هنسكابا بتبل حنا. custom is to recite this exalted prayer of Vatitpallel Hannah. Ad vayarim kerim mishiho. Ve'acharei musifim pesukim, and he tells you all the different pesukim that we say afterwards. Okay? From Daniel, from Tehillim, from Eob, from Micha. Okay? Fine. On the bottom, what does he tell you? Hadabar me'anyenhu. The interesting thing is, Ki lo noda' lanu mi hu asher tiken lomar tefillah zo shel Hannah. We have no idea who established the saying of this prayer of Hannah. Vehekdima lechol tefillot. And who put it?
That's numero uno.
Numero uno, exactly. But in front and foremost to all the other tefillot. Verak ha-Sefaradim sheba asmat nohagim ken. Velo ha-Sefaradim sheba London ve'Amsterdam. Velo Ashkenazim. And only the Sephardim of the Middle East say it, and not the Western Sephardim, in other words, London and Amsterdam don't say it, and the Ashkenazim don't say it. גם שאר ליקוטי הפסוקים האלו אינם נוהגים לאומנם, אולי כי נתקלו על ידי אנשים מקובלים בזמן הארי. Maybe this was established by Mekubalim from the time of the Ari, but he's not even sure of that. That's what he has to say. Okay? Now, let's go back, I think, one page in your sheets.
Do you have old siddoorim? I know you have a whole bunch of old ones.
Joey has the sources.
Go ahead, we're going to get to it. You went too far
I
back.
know, I have it.
You should have it, yes. You see the one that says Yosef Omes on top?
Yeah.
Good. Yosef Omes is one of the books of the HIDA. Okay? The HIDA by Haim, Yosef, David,
Azulai.
Azulai. So the HIDA wrote many books. He wrote about 70 books, approximately. Yes,
70?
approximately, yeah.
Wow.
How many were in
How
Turkey?
long did he live for?
How long did he live for? I don't know. You can look that up. That's easy enough to find out.
You want me to look it up?
Oh, fine. Well, any of us can find it.
You have to spell HIDA with a CH, by the way.
You do? Why?
I'm just kidding.
Or you have the Hebrew.
Because it'll come up more.
Yeah, maybe if you have Hebrew. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, it's
He
weird.
died in
He wrote 70
1806.
books.
He's prolific.
He wrote at least, it could be more.
1724 to 1806.
There you go. All right? Do your
It's like
math.
78. Wow. No. Sorry. 82.
You're close, yeah.
It's a nice life. I mean, you know, probably 50 years
I
of
mean, if you
50
do
years
the-
of
writing?
writing books.
He was a world traveler.
That's almost a year.
He traveled the world.
Yeah. I remember Joey Harari telling us about that. He was
Okay.
a traveler.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Yeah.
get you that.
He was into the snuff, right?
Into the snuff?
I don't know that.
What are you getting at?
The
Yeah, sure, I know what snuff it is.
We all know what it is.
But
I think he was.
you mean into selling it or taking
No,
it?
they're taking it.
Oh, I see.
Like it would help him focus.
It says over here it's closer to 80 books that he wrote.
That's what he looked like.
That's really
That's
a
the
rendition.
point.
I don't know if that's really.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, these are pre
Is that a
pictures.
signature?
Hmm? Okay. So this is one of his books, and this happens to be a book of responsa.
Okay.
We're going to look at the bottom of the first column, Siman Samach Vav. And he's commenting on different things in the Shulchan Aruch and cases like that. So we're not really going to translate everything as we read through it, unless it's important to our scenario, okay? Siman Samach Vav. Ora Hayim Siman Mim Vav. Heksheh Hekre Leib. Okay, usually you don't see the Nun Resh Vav after the Hekre Leib, because most people that are writing about the Hekre Leib are writing, way after the Hekre Leib passed away. The HIDA was a contemporary. بسمان تيت دف تيت ريش عمود جيمل مما يدأمرنا منح ودفلو لو كيرا إلا كريات شمعا كايم لو يموش سوف سبع دولار لما مش كتب مران بيت يوسف إذا ساقي بكريات شمعا دكريات شمعا هفيك تفلو بتحرنين بسمان مبافي بيها بيت يوسف ماشي نحلقوها بوسكيم ببسوكيم شيش بتفلا يبع عيب رخوة التولا بشام شحان روح بساق دي إن سريخ دي باريخ بإمكان تكشي إخي يسير دي حوبات يموت ولا بكرة شيء مع كيف عندي أنا إلا كده بريتي في اللود ففي اللود براخود التوراة إنه سريخ وسريخ أيون None of this is important in our case. مدي يجود إن يد الله كشيء كنوع شو كتاب من أحوات أفلو لو كلاك إلا كلا شماع هين مكفين السيد يد حوبات المتوراب كلا شماع شكفين زي يسيد حوبات ورا شلما شلام وهيب beautiful وما شكتب هراب نرو شو عاروخ بساك ده إن سريخ لباريخ هريب شو عاروخ كتوب شنو لو يكرب سوكيم كودم بكود التورا. So here we're getting into our part. شو عاروخ says you should not read Pesukim kodem b'kot Torah before you say b'kot Torah. Al pi shehu omram derech ta'hanonim, even though you're saying them in a manner of supplication. V'yesh omrim she'en lahush, and there are those who say, nah, you don't have to be concerned. Kevan she'en omram illa derech ta'hanonim v'nachon lahush zebar rishona. And those, like we said, say you don't have to worry about it because you're just saying it as ta'hanonim, a supplication. You know, you're not saying it for the sake of saying Pesukim or limud Torah, but in any case, you should be wary of the opinion of the Shulchan Aruch, and you should take that in consideration and not say any Pesukim until you say B'kot Torah. Ayin ra'ah, the Stam Shulchan Aruch hu b'sarich b'raqah gam kishamram derech ta'haronim. And if you look at the simple language of Shulchan Aruch, it would seem that you definitely must say B'kot Torah before even reading Pesukim as derech ta'haronim. Mekevar yadua, the masoret b'yadenu, the da'at maran kesebara shehebi b'stam, כמו שכתב הנאמר בתשובה סימן صدي זين بفراتوت على שולחן ערוך. He says, and know that we have a tradition that when Maran has something that he just says as a blanket statement, that is what he wants us to know and follow. וביותר בדין זה שכתב בפירוש ונכון לחוש זה בראשונה, and especially in this case when he writes, we should, take heed of that opinion. We should definitely be listening to that. And this is all if you're reading it derech ta'hanonim. But if you have kavanah for it to be the Brit Torah, then for sure you have to make the Berakhot of the Torah beforehand. Now, here we go. And it's been many years that I've come to these cities. He's not telling us which cities. We don't know when the HIDA wrote this. He traveled the world, so it could be any place at any time. I see that they do say Pesukim before the Berakhot. Kegon Vatitpallel Hannah. Now, didn't we just read Kedah Shemtob, but told us say Vatitpallel Hannah before Berakhot Shahar? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's what it's saying here.
No, but he's saying, I'm seeing them doing that.
Right.
But didn't he just tell us we're not supposed to be doing that?
Yeah.
He said Maran says not to do that.
Right.
Right.
So is he saying that therefore we shouldn't?
Right. Well, you'll see now.
Okay.
וזה שנים בבואי לערים האל, ראיתי שאומרים פסוקים קודם הברכות כגון ותפלל חנה, קודם ברכת התורה, וכך נתפס בקצת siddoorim. And this is even printed that way in some siddoorim. ואמרתי להם, כי לא נכון לעשות כן נגד השולחן ערוך. And I told them it's not proper to do this against the שולחן ערוך. ובתחילה יאמרו הברכות וברכת התורה, ואחר כך יאמרו כל הפסוקים אשר עושים. I told him, no, first you have to say B'kot HaShachar and B'kot Torah, and after that say all the Pesukim that you want. וראיתי מי שנזהר שאם הוסרח לבוא לבית הכנסת קודם שאמר הברכות, קודם שכנס, שלמר, פסוק ואני ברוב חסדך, שיחמירו בזה בזוהר הקדוש, הוא היה אומר ואני ברוב חסדו, אבו ביתו, השתחווה לאכל, קודשו ביראתו, כדי שלא יאמר הפסוק כתקנו, קודם ברכת התורה, עד שאמרו בירושלמי פרק בתרא דמגילה, שהיו משנים הפסוק מטעם שרטוט והביאו התוספות גיטין אבל מהודד עניין ברכת התורה, ומטעם זה אין לומר כשאני התפילין פסוק ורסתיך לי באמונה, אין לו ברך ברכת התורה, כמו שכתבנו בעניותנו במקום אחר. All these pesukim that people say, like when you enter the knis, you say the pasuk v'ani b'rob hasdecha u'batei, because this is a very, very important pasuk to say, especially according to the Zohar. It's extremely important, and a person that doesn't say it, is mistaken. And or you have the pasuk when you put on the tefillin, straps on your finger, and you say ve'erastich. All these things are pesukim that must be said, but they must be said only after you say B'kot HaShachar, B'kot Torah. Hannah also same thing. So even though somebody like Kit Shemtob is telling us that it's said beforehand, he's telling it said beforehand based upon the siddoorim, but based upon the halakha, it should not be said beforehand. So we do have plenty of old siddoorim where we see Vatitpallel Hannah before Berakhot HaShahar, okay? But you should not be saying it until after Berakhot HaShahar.
Like the Kol Yaaqob way.
Okay, fine. So, I don't know if I printed for you over there from Kafa Haim Palacchi. Did I give you Kafa Haim Palacchi?
Wait, I want to stop it.
Yeah, you have it, I think. Paragraph. So, Kafa Haim Palacchi. Okay, Izmir, not Istanbul, but you know, he should be okay for you.
We accept him, yeah.
We accept him. You'll be lucky if he accepts you.
Yeah.
That's what he meant. That's what he
Guy
meant.
with a powerhouse.
That's what he meant.
He also wrote maybe at least 60 books.
On what?
Haim Palacchi?
Yeah,
You
like-
name it, he wrote.
Like halakha also?
Halakha, Kabbalah, Parasha, you name it, he wrote. So he writes, Lo yomar vatipallel Hannah velo shum pasuk afilu mehabakashot kodem Berakhot Torah. Do not say any pisukim, okay, like vatipallel Hannah or any of the bakashot or anything before you say Berakhot Torah. Ve'afilu v'hi no'am. Okay, you're about to do something, say, v'hi no'am Adonai Eloheinu ma'aseh and then you start doing something. No, don't even do that. Ve'gam l'chtob hidushei Torah asur. Even to sit down and write. You're not studying or anything. You also want to write something, and you know, hidushim, can't do it. Ve'afilu pasuk ve'ani b'rob hasdecha pasuk ve'ashtich li la'olam lo yomar kol Berakhot Torah. So all these things he tells you cannot do before Berakhot Torah. So they both ran into the same issue, the HIDA and Haim Palacchi, okay, or as he's other one knows, the HIDA is known as the HIDA, and he's known as the Habif, okay, Haim bin Yosef Palacchi. They both tell you the same thing. Vatitpallel Hannah has to be done after Berakhot Torah. So even though there's 100 years approximately between them, they still had the same problem. And then another 100 years later, we have Shemtob Gaguine. He saw the same problem. He saw the same issue, but he didn't see it as a problem, or he didn't mention any problem with it.
Different parts of the world, though. He wasn't in Israel.
The HIDA was born and raised in
Outside.
Israel, but was all over the place, and he passed away in Livorno, Italy. Okay, the Habib Haim Palacchi is near Turkey his entire life. Okay, obviously he traveled Turkey, but he was in Turkey. And Shemtob Gaguine, born and raised in Yerushalayim, from Yerushalayim basically to Egypt and then to England. But all basically dealing with the same area. But I can show you plenty of siddoorim that have Vatitpallel Hannah before Berakhot HaShahar. Okay? Now, what gives? What's going on?
Great question.
Now,
So here was my question before. Okay? No, don't say no
Me for
clue.
me, no.
Don't
I
say
asked
no
you.
clue. We have clues. We have clues.
Kol Yaaqob doesn't do it that way. That's all.
bunch of clues.
Sam
Look.
Dan said no.
No, that's not your answer.
Oh.
Look what
Sorry,
what did Haim Palacchi write? He hints to it. Lo yomar vatitpallel Hannah velo shum pasuk afilu mehabakashot kodem Berakhot HaTorah. Don't see any pasuk even from the bakashot. Every day of the week, bakashot was said. Forget about the bakashot of Shabbat, that's an hour and 2 hours and 3 hours and 4 hours. There were bakashot said every morning before prayers. Okay?
What's in your siddur?
Most old siddoorim have bakashot. There are
It's
at
in
least
your siddur, I said.
in my siddur. No, they're not in my siddur.
Not going to be
Is
in yours.
that like Adon Olam type?
I don't know. That will be one of them. Yes,
Right, okay.
called Birwei Olam, Adon Olam. Some books have Lechaili, some have Shema'akuli. There's a lot of different things like that. Okay, Yigdal.
There's another Vatitpallel something else. What was that one?
Another thing.
Is there another big one like that?
And so these were sung, or
These
Right.
were chanted.
Yeah, okay.
These were chanted, sometimes individually, sometimes communally, depending on who was there and what that person wanted to do. Some people would do it at home
That's what it was.
before they went.
Pitecha Eliyahu.
But the HIDA is a different issue altogether. We're not having a class on that tonight. That's a whole different type of class. You need to pull out charts to explain a lot of Kabbalistic concepts with that. Okay, you have to show body parts and how they match up with different things also. So, we have these different bakashot. It seems from older books, okay, Vatitpallel Hannah was...
It's not even in my book.
What book do you have?
Call Yaaqob.
No, that's right after.
Vatitpallel Hannah is in there.
It's in there?
There.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah,
there.
sure.
I didn't see it.
It's after you put on. or
Before
maybe
Korban
before.
before
Sure.
Tefillin.
I will show him.
Oh, you have to ask.
See, my cell phone has positive use also.
It does?
Mine is just an addiction. There's nothing else.
Isn't there?
Full addiction.
How'd you find that page? I must have skipped right over it.
Yeah, because you've never used it before.
Here you go.
So the big thing here is that he adds bakashot to it.
Right. So now if you look
It's a
at
small prayer anyway.
it's very small.
What?
The Hannah. Yeah, it's very short.
Takes a, it takes a couple, 2-3 minutes to read it. All right, whatever.
It's your tune.
Listen.
It's your tune.
It's a tune. It's
Yeah,
a
it's a
tune.
tune.
I don't even have a nice tune, but whatever. Okay.
As long as it works for you. Bottom line is if we look at older books, okay, and mainly obscure books, not just siddoorim, but even books of bakashot, you will find that there's all these different bakashot, and the end of the bakashot is Vatitpallel Hannah. And then there's a Kaddish, and then, go and go start praying.
And then we call it Shahar.
Right, so they printed Birkot Shahar at that point because most people weren't there beforehand for these bakashot. Most people came to Kinis, they said Birkot
Can you show
Shahar.
us some examples?
Yeah, sure, no problem. They said Birkot Shahar, right? And then they started praying. So therefore, those people who got up early, and knew something, they knew to say Birkot Shahar before anything they were doing. And some people didn't know, and that's why you needed somebody like the HIDA to write the Shubha to tell them something. Okay? So the whole point was, now all these bakashot and things were generally all done pre-sunrise, even pre-dawn.
You mean like siddoorim in the right time, basically? Before dawn? For
No,
not after sunrise?
a different issue. So because of all that, and these guys were getting up early, and they wanted to channel and focus their thoughts after singing praises to God, what comes after that? This is like the Hasidim Rishonim that we read about, that they would, meditate for about an hour to get into things before their prayer, in other words, before the Amidah. So they finished with the bakashot, and they went into Vatitpallel Hannah like a form of the Amidah, just to end that whole section. And that's where they culminated it, and then they would even say Kaddish afterwards, and then they would start, the prayers from scratch. So you had meditation going into this form of Amidah, being Vatitpallel Hannah, and then the prayers that take you into the actual Amidah. So really, this is Vatitpallel Hannah that everybody skips or zips through. It's very, very important. It's there for a reason, and I think it's something that we need to reintroduce to the people. That's really what I have to say. You want to see examples? I'll bring out all the siddoorim you want.
Yes, that's what we're waiting
No
for.
problem. Okay.
And we have to get pictures, guys.
It's actually
Video,
very-
pictures. I'm letting
What?
it run.
How many
Oh, that's right, it's
bakashot
separate.
do people do? Like, how long did this whole process take?
Well, it all depends who and what you are.
Right. Okay. Right.
How long does it take you to do these things? That's the question.
You who?
You, like in the Shabbat morning, how long would you do these things?
No, it all depends. We're off or we're still on?
We're still on.
Nah, put it off.
Oh.
Okay, so now we have a copy from the book Sha'arit Fillah, Rabbi Yaaqob Raqah. Rabbi Yaaqob Raqah from Tripoli, Libya.
If you like them, we have them before many
We've
times.
had him before, sure. but we rarely look at this book, Sha'ari Tefillah. So if he has on the very bottom of this section, what you see the letter Vav, it says Vatitpallel Hannah. Vatitpallel Hannah v'chuleh. كتب הרב עבודת תמיד, דף ל"ג עמוד ב', שהאומרו,
How do you read this?
very easily, שהאומרו קורא את החיסונים. The person who says this, he basically cuts off the hisonim. In other words, he annihilates those nether forces that are coming against him. שמעכבים תפילlah, those forces that try to stop his prayers from moving up. כמו שסיימה חנה בתפילתה, the same way like Hannah concluded her prayer and said, Adonai yehattu miribav. Okay, if you look at the Pesukim, go back to the Pesukim. Okay. Where'd it go? Look at Pasuk Yod on the bottom of page 2. See, Adonai yehattu miribav. Okay, God cut off those who fight. Okay, so this is the same thing. It's very, very important to say it because this helps to cut through all that sludge, if you will, that blocks your prayer from getting through. Now, there's a page that you have there that we didn't look at.
That's right.
Okay? That page has to do with a lot more of deeper ideas. Sha'ari Sion.
Siddiq.
Sha'ari Siddiq. Yeah, B. Yosef Chikatilia.
Oh, it's a new name.
I don't know who he is.
You know who he is? Who is he?
Around the 14th, 15th century Spanish.
Spanish for sure, yes.
Big time into Kabbalah.
Big time into Kabbalah, right. So how come you know him?
He wrote a book. I'm trying to recall the name.
Maybe Sha'ari Siddiq?
Yeah, that's it. The Gates of, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Because I saw my brother has the English book.
Is it English of it? Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thick,
Thick.
like
Wow.
it's a textbook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Barry.
And a thick read.
Wow.
All
That's
right.
nice.
So, in this work, he references Tefillat Hannah. But I think maybe the ideas are a little too lofty for some of you. I don't think you'll all get into it. So I don't know if we should look at it or not, or we should look at the different siddoorim. We'll do more of a show and tell right now.
Yeah, let's look at the siddoorim.
Yeah, okay. I had a feeling. Huh?
Oh, okay.
What? Talk.
You want to?
How lofty, you know, how...
Okay, you looking at that page?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Wow, yeah.
Can you read it, Michael?
I could try.
Let's look here. I'm going to read it, and then you'll tell me on your own. וכל הבאים לפלל לפני השם יתברך על שאלת בנים אסל נסח והוד מתכוונין להמשיך הכוח לשם אדוני אשר מהם כל סיבה השמיים והארץ נמשכים למיניהם ומהם יבוא השפע לכל המינים להשמיח ולהוליד בכל מין ומין כפי עניינו וספר תולדות אדם במקום זה תלוי וכל זה בהתחבר נסח והוד אצל יסוד ואצל מידה זו היו מכוונים כל הבאים לשאול מאת השם בנים וחנה, that was an introduction וחנה בתפילתה לא התפללה אלא להיכל השריך לה מה כתיב ותדור נדר ותאמר אדוני סבאות אם ראו תראה בעוני אמתך אדוני סבאות הזכירה מקום תולדות כל הנודים ועד איזה מקום התכוונה חנה בעילוי תפילתה עד מקום המזל העליון הידוע בסוד י"ג מידות בהיכל של רחמינה הקבוע בכתר אשר מאותה מזל כל דברים תלויים, ואפילו ספר תורה שבהיכל עצמה, מאותם מקום שואב, וממנו הוא מקבל, וזהו שאמרו רז"ל, הכל תלוי במזל, ואפילו ספר תורה שבהיכל. וחנה בהתכוונה בתפילת עלתה על מקום המזל למעלה למעלה. בזה שכתוב, והיה מרת נפש, והתפלל חנה על אדוני, אל אדוני. לא נאמר אלא על אדוני. וכידע כי שלושה שמות הן אדוני למטה, י"ק ו"ק באמצע, יהיה למעלה. ובסוד יהיה תלוי המזל. וזהו, you getting it, any of it?
Yeah, Mazal, names.
You're good. You're good.
Like I said, there's a lot here, and after I made a copy of it, I said maybe it's a little too much. So
Yeah.
we could leave this for a private session one day, maybe not for recording. Some because this little paragraph will probably take a good 40 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we're gonna leave that. Okay. Siddoorim. Here's a siddur from Amsterdam, 1779.
Show and tell.
Show and tell.
To the camera.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
This is called, as you see on top, Tefillah Yesharim. Amsterdam, 1779. The beauty of this one,
The original.
You get it.
That's not
you
a
get it, you
question
buy
I
it.
ask.
You buy it. How do you get it? How do you get anything? How do you get that sweatshirt that you're wearing?
Yeah, but this was
You bought it.
readily available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in 1779, this was readily available. Okay. The beauty of this siddur is this is everything. Everything meaning weekdays, Shabbat, Rosh Chodesh, Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, 3 holidays, all fasts, including Tisha B'Av. Am I missing
All in
anything?
one book?
All in one book.
Shabbat.
Selihot too.
Oh. Don't tell me the Haggadah's in there also.
I didn't look for the Haggadah.
Okay.
I definitely did not look for. But I'm telling you, get Rosh Hashanah and Kippur in here.
You need a magnifying glass to read it.
Kippur and Rosh Hashanah and
Everything
You need a
is.
magnifying glass.
For some pieces, you will need a magnifying glass if you're of Barry's age. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Ooh, but the font is very nice, though.
Yes, it's very nice. It's very clear.
We should
All the parashiyot for Hol HaMu'ayyad, everything.
Shabbat v'chol ha'moed shel Pesach. I bet
Have the
you.
Torah in there also?
Oh, they have the Torahs also?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Megillah Ruth too. You have the Azharot.
Wow.
Everything is here.
Look at even the Tamim are in here. Look at the writing is so
Yes.
small.
So was Ruth done during the prayers? Like in the keys?
Some places, man, no, Ruth's never done it.
Look at that.
Okay.
Wow.
Hoshanot all here.
Wow.
Everything's here. One-stop shop.
Wow.
Larger font.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice. This because you're tired in the morning.
Here's some
Bakashot.
bakashot. Here's some bakashot. Okay. These are bakashot for after praying.
This is gonna be like upside down.
Yeah. But we're gonna go. Don't worry. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So here's bakashot in the very beginning. You have bakashot. After you have haskamot too. Here's bakashot. And the bakashot, you have different pesukim, different prayer to say. Okay? Tefillah na'av toba le'umra b'chol yom kodem Elohai Neshama. Prayer to say before Elohai Neshama.
Wow.
bakashot. Here. Shachar abakeshcha, kol bero'eh, Elohai yedech libi, shachar lehodot, lecha eli. Here, I told you lecha eli. Yeah, the whole thing's here.
Kylie, that's crazy.
אלוהי עוז תהילתי, אלוהי בוקר ארוך לך, ידיד נפש, יא ריבון עולם.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
You like that.
I like it.
You like
it's a nice
that.
tune. You like it.
יגלה ויכו, יעלה. Sit there and keeps going. Okay? This one special for Rosh Chodesh. Okay, then, Vatitpallel Hannah.
Okay.
See, you had all these bakashot Vatitpallel Hannah. And then, יש חסידים ואנשי מעשה שנוהגים לומר קודם הברכות אלו התחנונים. Now you have tahanunim to say before the berachot. Okay? And then finally you get into the berachot. And what did you have first? Nitilat yadayim, shei yasar,
Before and
talet, tefillin, Okay? And then,
Wow, totally different order.
totally different order.
There's a lot of. You saw that?
Really? Wait.
Really? Yeah, really.
What do you have?
Hold on a minute.
So you say Modani.
It says, look, back then there was no Modani. Modani didn't exist.
It's a new.
Wow. Oh,
Modani
really?
Modani is
It's
a
new item?
it's a newer item.
What year is Modani, you'd say?
Modani is a different class.
Oh, then they wanted.
I
There's
would
a
love to
seat,
hear that
and
Modani
then
class.
And you got to bring a friend, or you're not getting this class next
Seed
week.
and
so this
Tefillin.
one is
Oh, yeah,
Sissi
'cause you're not
Katan.
here.
We never
Yeah,
had
Talit
that.
Katan.
Nice friend.
I'll bring a whole party.
I'm surprised it's there. No?
הטלית קטן של הלשין לילד. לילך בו תדיר, sorry. No, there was, no, it did exist, don't
Really?
Yeah, of course.
What?
You,
Well, we had this discussion before about Talit Katan.
but you Iraqi people, you know.
What?
Yeah,
That's another thing.
You heard about us, huh?
Anyway, so you have
We're troublemakers.
נטילת ידיים, אשר יסר is תלת and tefillin, okay? And then, ואני ברוב חסדך, and then, אלוהי, and all the berachot, etc., etc.
Wow.
Okay?
And then he goes into the Quran.
فمني برخيم, you go right into the عقيدة.
Right.
Kaddish Li?
Okay, that.
Or no?
كدش لي, no.
No.
Interesting.
No, كدش لي,
Also no?
most older siddoorim do not have it in it.
Ooh, that's
Really?
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, they have Hodu? Okay.
Yeah, of course I will do.
Hodu is, right, okay. That's
Okay.
universal.
But there's no كدش لي, no. كدش لي is far newer.
Really?
Far newer.
I'm
I would say
surprised.
كدش لي came in even after Modani even.
What, like 1800s?
That's another class. It's another class. Stop it.
But both of those are classes. Yeah, absolutely.
You ever do a class in Sissi?
Many different classes in CDC.
That's another class.
A class
Okay.
in
Write it down.
Tikkun Hasod.
Now you have
Yeah, we did see it a few times.
Bet
We
Obed.
did.
Not recorded.
Wow, wow.
So we need to do it then. We need to record
This you
it.
really need a
Come on.
magnifying glass.
Come on, dude.
Bet Obed and Bet
Get
Menuha.
behind
This
it.
is weekdays and Bet Menuha is for Shabbat. This is basically all the halachot of anything you ever want to study. That has to do with prayer. Here you have Kaddish Li over here. Okay? It tells you, Mizvah. לקרוא בכל יום בעוד תפילין עליו 4 פרשיות של תפילין. It says it's a mitzvah each day while you're still wearing a tefillin to read the 4 parashiyot that are within the tefillin. Okay? וכבר שתיים נאמנו בקריאת שמע, לכן התפסנו כאן כדי שלא יחסר דבר בזה הספר. So, since the Shema is already in the Siddur and you're all saying it, and so these other parashiyot is Kaddish Li v'Yak Bi'acha, since the book, we don't want the book to be lacking in any way, so we threw it in here for you.
I see.
People weren't saying it.
Yeah, that's what that means.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know
You
that.
gotta love this guy.
I didn't know that.
Wait.
I'm sorry,
One book
sorry,
at a time, my
sorry.
friend.
I'm jumping.
I know,
ahead.
you're jumping. But you see all these different bakashot over here. All bakashot galore. Okay, then he gets into you, Khalid, and stuff like that.
Is that the original cover, Joey?
No, this is, what do you call this?
No,
Is
this one. This one.
well, that's the way I bought it. I'm sure it's not the
It's
original.
not. It's not the
This is the real tefillah you're
Okay.
shaking.
It can't be.
Now this one, we didn't even find, Hannah is over here,
He's
Okay.
gonna give you. not
Okay.
me.
before the
Wow.
Before the Shahar.
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
Do you say anything at that point? No.
What do you mean?
You don't even say Untitled Chapter.
Oh, that's a different part of the Siddur.
It's already-
What are you kidding? Look, we're already on page 88 over here.
Wow,
Come on.
Wow.
A million things before. Here's Hannah Gata Walker over here. Okay?
Yeah.
Here's Nitilat Yadayim over there. But if you notice, there was no Modani.
Huh.
No more than.
No.
So
What year was this again?
This is not, well, this is an offset, but the original year of Bet Obed is
and this one,
1850.
where was it published? In like
Amsterdam.
So 1850 you didn't have
what?
Modani?
Sephardim.
But like Western Sephardim.
No, sir. Not Western. Not Western. This was done, what do you call it? Mainly by Hakham Binyamin Me'ali Kohen.
And who's
Okay,
he?
what you would know as a towel nowadays.
The
okay.
Tales?
He was the son of the Rishon LeZion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mosseri is who composed it? Do we know?
Another
That's another class.
another class, another
Okay,
mystery.
I'll come then. I have to come.
Uh-huh.
I have
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
I want to know.
He's
It's
from Jersey.
every morning.
From Jersey.
Yeah, I could Skype in.
You could
I could
Skype
You
in.
can't Skype in.
You can't Skype me in.
We will not Skype
Yeah.
you in.
Here is
You really don't.
Okay. You see,
Here's-
Jerry's got me back.
here's a siddur just for Shabbat. Okay, Livorno 1844. Mishmeret HaKodesh. You got them? Mishmeret HaKodesh Livorno 1844. Shahrit shel Shabbat. Pesukim when you enter the Knis. Petihat Aliyah Nabi. Berakhot on the Talit. Then all those Bakashot called Beru'e Ma'ala. Okay, so it's Bakashot. Then say Shira Lama'alot. And then Vatitpallel Hannah. After Vatitpallel Hannah, what do you think we have? Berakhot HaShahar.
It's looking like
See how important Vatitpallel Hannah was? It preceded it all.
wow. It's looking like everyone did it like that.
Yeah,
Like
well,
almost
that's,
every community
that's why the
could do
that's
that.
why the HIDA and the Haim Palacchi had to mention
Right.
that he wanted to see a Tefillah Yesharim, okay, because he wanted to see that it says Yosef Haim, okay, who was the Ben Ish Hai, obviously.
They could have just put his name there. It doesn't mean anything. I understand that
Right.
also.
Oh, but there.
Yeah, this is a modern book that
This
you're
is-
familiar with.
Yeah.
Okay, so
This is
after the Tikkun Hasod, B'tech Hadani Anavi, and Tikkun HaNefesh, and Moda'a V'Gilui Da'at, and all the stuff. And so then you have some Bakashot. Okay? Then you have Sisit and Tefillin. Then you have Vaidaber, or Kaddish Li. And after all that, Vatitpallel Hannah.
Yeah, but
Okay? I know it's there.
I would just wasn't sure. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. And if, we keep going.
Okay.
Now
Interesting.
here's the book from India.
Oh, dear.
Oh. Okay.
What is Bombay? We cannot trust it.
Wow, that was great.
Uh-huh. Baghdad,
Oh, look.
India.
Oh, wait, no, that doesn't say what I thought it said.
No, it doesn't say what you're looking for.
Call them call Tefillah.
Okay. I could find out exactly. But you want to get a year?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Haktamat mechaber. Okay. You wrote a whole
Okay, the guy's name. Amana Haber Nisim ben Adoni Abi Elisha Ziyahu Zechariah Elisha. Okay,
It's a mouthful.
that's Iraqi though.
Yeah.
It's all first names.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All first names because it's all Ben, but they just took out the Bens.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like, what's your dad's name?
Mars and Moshe.
Moshe. So and then what's your grandpa's name?
Eli.
Would be. Like, so
Yeah.
you're
Michael, Moshe, Eliyahu.
Yeah, all that.
Wow.
All that. Yeah.
Okay, so you had.
Michael, son of Moshe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in this book over here, after you finish Sasit, because it's a Shabbat book, okay? Here's the Hannah.
So it's,
Okay. Etc., etc., etc.
oh, that's all in Arabic. Michelle.
Oh, that's
The Arabic is here.
Wow.
there.
This is explanation of words
Oh,
in
I
Hebrew.
see. Wow, this I haven't seen with Arabic's on the side of it.
It looks like Uncle Ross almost.
وصلت حنا وقالت كيف قلبي بدأ الله شاف.
Who's translation?
The guy who put it together,
The
Nassim.
guy, this guy, Nisim.
Nassim.
It's probably a standard translation.
I
No,
wonder, is it- can you get it?
it's definitely not standard.
Can you get an Arabic translation of Vatitpallel Hannah on Google?
Why don't you just open up an Arabic Bible?
Right.
They'll
okay,
have it?
Okay, yeah.
Arabic Bible? Oh, Bible.
Of course
yes,
they've had
yes,
a Bible,
yes.
yeah.
Not
I
Quran.
have them inside.
Bible, yeah.
I have it inside, yeah.
Yeah.
Tefillat HaChodesh, 1864 Livorno. Okay? There's your Bakashot.
It's a beautifully written book.
What?
It's a beautiful book.
Yeah. Some of them are nice. You have some Bakashot. You have Tefillin. This one gives you Kaddish Li, okay, based upon what Beit Obeid was doing. Since they already had it set, the printer was the same printing house. And then we put Hannah. And then, here's your friend.
Wow.
Okay?
In what?
And then is
Then we go to Shahar.
wow.
Bil Hannah.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
What year,
It's
is that, what
interesting.
year is that one?
This
Must
was,
be they considered it
this one
not
was
to
said
be
1864.
Limud Torah.
Again, there's a million. Like I told you, it has nothing to do with it. It has to do with that it was the ending of the Bakashot.
Right.
Over time, it got moved to be the beginning of prayer.
But it used to be the ending.
The ending of the Bakashot.
And it works
Those
very
two-
well with
those-
the Amidah translation.
Right. Yeah.
Perspective. Yeah.
So did this printing house also put out for
Which-
holidays?
I'm sorry, which printing house?
The one that did Bethel did over here. Did they also? Because I picked up a few books from
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Well, let's try to clarify. You're talking about books printed in Livorno, Italy, or are you talking about this photo offset by Shiloh?
I mean, I'm not exactly sure because I just had I had a few with the same cover. I don't know if other print that were from Livorno also. That was for Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, Moadim, that I picked up from Sephardic last year from the basement.
It's not the same cover.
Is that
No. No, you're thinking of Zechor Abraham.
probably? It was also Livorno on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's probably what it was.
You're the best.
Wow.